safety issue that by taking away the entrance that staff was recommending away from the property owner, it was going to create a safety concern where people would try to go around the island to get into the plaza. And so we spoke about sharing this access to improve the overall safety. Now,
sorry, Councillor.
Yeah.
The safety concern was having cars come out of a plaza interacting with buses pulling in not to a public transit terminal but to a storage facility, and not anticipating interaction with private sector cars and vehicle movements. This is 100% City of Brampton owned property. This was not a decision that hung around to and fro for years. The decision was no, 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 get votes, got a yes, and then it was design it on our property and now taxpayers' cost. That's the issue for me.
Then there was an entrance issue that they were losing an entrance into the plaza, and they didn't want to lose this entrance. They wanted to keep the entrance, and I don't know whether the city can take it away from them when they have it. They have the right to use that entrance. Do we need to pay for the damages if that entrance is taken away? I'd like to understand that, first of all, whether we have the right as a city just to eliminate one of their entrances, because we have that right. And then if we don't have that right, is there a cost associated with taking that right away? Yes, please.
To you, Madam Mayor, losing a commercial access is a very costly proposition because accessibility equals revenue, and that's generally a principle of development. So when you lose an access, you lose accessibility and you potentially lose revenue. So there's a cost associated with that. And to propose a public sector authority to close an access always invites that claim. So what was done here was a review of the situation to ensure the most safe and orderly access of both adjoining properties and come back with a design that accomplished those objectives. And I think that's what the acting commissioner has done. The next step would be, if council wants us to look at the cost apportionment, we would be happy to do that. So it's a staged process. We've looked at the design. We'll come back with this cost apportionment.
Okay, so just to
All things considered,
finish off, then this design was done by our staff that in a manner that it's the most geometrically favorable design. I would imagine it was not influenced that the plaza owners was trying to push it onto the city property to minimize their loss of land, and I just want to be clear that this is the optimal design for the movement of buses and the movement of cars coming out of this plaza.
Through you, Madam Mayor, the answer to that question is yes. The geometry for both the entrance for the plaza and the entrance for the transit facility have been optimized for the size vehicle entering both locations.
Okay, so let's work out the cost and then let's move on then. Thank you.
That's what we've had some help with. Staff be requested to meet with the benefiting adjacent landowner on cost sharing, the joint use access, and report back to council if that's able to be added. Councillor Gibson, did you want to speak or did you? Oh.
Yeah, you were quite right. What was happening before at that intersection where there was, the developer had the entrance that was there, or still is, I guess. People were coming out of that entrance who wanted to go left and couldn't because of the island, and mid-intersection going around the island. That's the way it was. Yeah, it was explained to us that way, and I have personally witnessed that happening. So now that entrance will be gone. He gives up that entrance, and they would come out onto a public roadway to a light, if they want to turn left. So you were quite right when you said that. Thank you.
So council, the amendment is that there be a meeting to sort out the cost sharing for that joint use access, and then the rest is as printed. Is that okay with the mover and the seconder?
yeah, come back.
Well, yeah, joint use, and have that come back because that is okay.
All factors will be considered.
no different than the Caniff properties where we extended the island and he had to buy land and coordinate in front of Cavalry Church. We're not going to, we're not setting precedents for people. All those in favor as amended? Thank you, that's carried. So this becomes part 5. Attached. Oh, Councillor Hames, we're now on J1, which is the Committee of Council.
Yes, I am. I'm just turning. I'm
She's
just
waiting to get turned on.
turning my light on. I'm getting turned on, yeah. Yeah. So council, you have the minutes of the committee of council. Are there any questions? Yep. Councillor Sprovieri.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to speak on. Am I on? Yeah. I'd just like to speak on item CW 341-2012, and that was the report that was brought by Commissioner Simmons in regard to looking at regional representation at the region appeal. There was 3 people who put out 3 members who put their name forward to sit on this task force to look at how to move forward and get some equal representation at the region appeal based on population. And first I would like to say I'd like to add my name to that. There's Councillor Palashi Moore Gibson, and I'd like to be sitting on that. That's on page 13 of the report. I also would like, Madam Chair, to introduce a motion that I was going to take to the Region Council a month or 2 ago to ask for us to get additional representation based on our growth. And I would like to submit this for discussion at this our first meeting that this group will have to look at this motion, whether the committee can support it, and basically what I'm asking for. We don't abandon our efforts to get more representation. I believe we should have more representation at the region based on our present population of 530,000 and growing, and based on the fact that we need to have a balance of power to reflect our population. So I'd like to bring this for discussion. I could go on and describe what my ideas are, but I think it's best.
Why don't we wait till the first meeting?
We bring it to the meeting, and so I'd like to submit this to the for it to be considered. Okay. Thank you.
Are there any other questions? No. Someone like to move approval of?
We're passing it back to the chair. So the amendment is on CW 341, lists 3 names on a regional government task force, and the adding Councillor Sprovieri, and the mandate of that task force is specific to representation of the region appeal. This isn't the task force that has to come up with the answers for the City of Brampton ward boundary redistribution. This is a focus on the Justice Adams report, or parts thereof. So that's with that change, Mr. Clerk. All those in favor of the committee minutes? Thank you, that's carried. Minutes of planning other than the one we dealt with, Councillor Palashi.
Yeah, thanks, Madam Mayor. Committee, you have before you the minutes of the planning meeting held on Monday night. I accept the one we dealt with on the heritage, and please note that under PDD 229-2012, the clause there should read March 4th, 2013, not February 2013, for the special council meeting for public input for the review of the 2006 official plan. Comments or questions? Councillor Sprovieri?
No,
No,
I'm
he was
on.
left over from the
James,
other.
no, move it back to you, the board's name just all disappeared.
All those in favor of the planning minutes as amended? Thank you, that's carried. Now J3, I have before me the minutes of the audit committee with those recommendations. Any
So moved.
questions, comments? Seeing none, all those in favor? Carried. Next are tenders, procurements. Oh, K1 was the added, Council, K1 was an added item with respect to our proposed modifications to the city-initiated official plan amendment growth plan. Growth plan, official plan amendment. It's as printed. This is with respect to the submission by Morgard, and this is Osmington. All those in favor? Oh, Councillor Blushy, did you want to speak to this?
Oh, no,
Okay.
just wanted to,
Done.
thank you, move it, thank you.
All those in favor? Thank you, that's carried. Oh, we had a discussion, committee had a discussion earlier, so. The council, we're at tender and procurements, Q1, Q2, and Q3. We may start putting these into consent because they've been going pretty smoothly without question. By the time it's a request for procurement, you've had the direction to direct staff to do the procurement. But are there any questions or comments? They are all moved and seconded. Seeing none, as printed, all in favor of Q1, Q2, and Q3? Thank you. They are carried. Council, we are now at the place in the agenda identified as public question period. If there's any member of the public who wishes to speak about any matter that was discussed here today, please come forward at this time, state your question, your name, and we will answer the best we can for you, or get an answer. Seeing none, the bylaws, Councillor Hutton.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. It's moved by myself and seconded by Councillor Gibson that bylaws 356-2012 to 370-2012 before council at its meeting of December 14th, 2012 be given the required number of readings taken by the mayor, the city clerk, and the corporate seal affixed thereto.
All those in favor of the bylaws as read by Superman Hutton? Hands up. Thank you, that's carried. Council, we're now at the stage of the confirming bylaw. All those in favor? That's good. And we now have a motion to adjourn. All those in favor of adjournment? Now, this is adjournment until next Thursday, December 20, where we will be dealing with a special council meeting for the purpose of approving or discussing the 2013 budget. At council, there may be another special council meeting called before the end of the year, anticipating reports from the Integrity Commissioner. If they are received next week, I will call a special council meeting so that they can be dealt with at that time. We will be here doing budget next week, December 18, December 19, in committee. These meetings are open to the public, where all departmental budgets will be approved. The consolidated budget package will then be brought at a formal council meeting at 2 p.m. on Thursday, December 20. At that time, we will say Merry Christmas, because we'll be back. Thank you very much.